Hello and welcome to the Legends of Tabletop podcast. We are back with Call of Cthulhu with half a new crew. In a twist and some bit of irony, I'm going to kick this over to Jesse to give us a recap about the last session.
All right, get ready for the most selfish and introverted retro you can possibly get.
Which is why we insisted he do it.
All right, so last time we were hired to go in the mountains to retrieve some rich kid who had gotten lost with his hunting buddy. And so we went up there, found out that there was something spooky going on in the woods, haunted, bear attacks, whatever, that kind of fun stuff. We go up, find a cabin, get attacked by a creepy deer that, Georgie tries to protect everybody from, accidentally lets off a couple of rounds in the house, but whatever, that happens. Ultimately fends off the deer. It runs away. I'm pretty sure thanks to some other people. Maybe someone else shot it. I know I ran after it. Then the next morning, we find some mushrooms on the ground and start going into the woods in order to find the rich kid. We find some tracks of some people and of a deer. I think we actually see a deer, maybe. I can't remember. We find a deer body frozen in ice. Georgie wants to go after the deer because these things are dangerous. Everybody else is like, no, we got paid to track down the kid, so who cares if the deer will kill anybody? People are expendable. We need to get paid.
Well, this time. To recap, these were undead zombie deer.
Yes, very true.
And the rich kid was probably in his 50s. But continue.
Yeah, whatever. And then we find two people outside in the woods as well, both with guns. One of them is, I guess, a ranger. And they're like, "Hey, where are you doing?" And we're like, "Hey, we're going after this person that we were paid to find." And they're like, "Hey, why don't we team up? We know we found some people, and maybe we can help you out. Maybe it's them. We have a cabin. Let's go to the cabin." So we go. We get to a clearing. Lo and behold, there's no cabin. They shoot Viv. I think someone gets shot. That's not good. We kill them, but then we also get shot by a guy on top of a hill. He's the one that shot Viv. That's right. And then Georgie goes red-eyed. And he charges after the guy up on the hill. Pretty sure someone else is going to save Viv. Georgie's not a healer. That doesn't happen. And so he takes that dude out, pretty quickly. That worked out well. Turns around, takes that guy's rifle, shoots one of the other dudes that's going to shoot somebody. Pretty much saves the day. And then we, all of a sudden, everything goes black. There's a big bug thing, I think, that flies out of a cave. That was really creepy. It lands.
Also, for a second, they were in the mountains of Vermont. For those of you familiar with the mythos, continue.
I imagine this happening, and then there's like a pause as Georgie's doing it, and then like the narrator comes over and says,
it was at this moment that Jesse realized he fucked up.
Yeah.
Because the guy he killed was actually one of the survivors they were looking for.
Yeah, the guy that I killed. Well, actually, he didn't die. We took him back.
No, you didn't.
No, he
he died after. He died. He killed himself because
he died after. Yeah. So we did carry him back. But I did steal his rifle, though. I got that on my sheet. And so, then I can't remember her name. The pilot, she got some vial thing and threw that squirted it at the bug, and that really hurt it. And then I shot it, and then it flew away, and then there was a ticking sound, and then the mountain exploded. And then
as they were dramatically running away.
Yep. Yeah. And then we carried Viv and the hunting guide back. Never found the kid. He's apparently dead in the woods somewhere.
No, he was in the cave.
Well, yeah.
In the cave.
Like I said, dead in the woods somewhere. And we made it back. And I'm really hoping that undead deer didn't kill anybody else. And at least we got paid, says the people that's with him. And that's it. That's the story.
Got paid
Probably
for
fun.
what? I heard the people you went to go find died. Who paid you?
They were on retainer.
We just robbed the parent. You just robbed the parents and ran.
Yep. Oh, and the two people that we found in the woods that were supposedly helping us actually said that they were working with the weird bug people, which was also a little bit of a twist.
Oh, well.
So,
Which the crazy guy called crab people from the planet Mongo.
yes.
Well, I mean, I think it's syllable wise. I think it matches up syllable wise.
And we will now come back several weeks later. We're going to say that Georgie just kind of vanished for a couple of weeks to just kind of figure things out. And when he shows up at Harry's office, he's just kind of like, we've got to talk. And Harry's like, well, I've worked out that we're going to get rid of that Mythos tome that we picked up a couple of adventures back. This college outside of Boston offered to buy it from us. You were actually offered twice the money for that book for a publisher in Brooklyn called Golden Goblin Press. But you guys both felt like, oh, if we sell this to the publisher, they're going to make copies available. And we don't really feel like that might be best for mankind. Considering some mythos creature tried to kill you to get possession of it. And the people at that nice college outside of Boston said that they would put it in a restricted section and just let it be perused by people, who were responsible researchers. So even though it's half the money, it'd be a nice way to get rid of it without and leave it intact in case it was, the answer to some riddle in some point in the future. And that college is, of course, Miskatonic University.
Never heard of it.
Well, our campaign is based out of New York, so we only occasionally go into New England.
Neither player nor character knows anything about it.
You laugh, but in my case, that's true.
I know, that's why I said it.
Do the Arkham residents all have the Boston accent? Arkham University.
I don't do accents. I'm terrible at them. I never have accents in my game.
It's all right. Your Boston accent's better than mine, and I'm from there.
I never acquired it. I live just a major metro area south.
Oh, really?
All right. So.
I grew up in Milton, and same.
All right. So I think you wanted to role play the drive up and then we'll take it from here. And we are off. This adventure is called Mark of the Black Snake. And just to get serious for a minute, and all joking aside, I'd like to dedicate this adventure to a dear friend who passed last year, James Carpio. He was the first RPG convention coordinator I ever worked for when I was just cutting my teeth in the industry. He was another Hispanic author, writer, publisher, much beloved in the convention circuit all through New England and beyond, and he will be sorely missed. So to James, whom I know Walter and I have played with him before. You're missed, my friend.
Yeah,
and
he was
you
a
will
good
not
guy.
be forgotten.
He was.
Amazing individual. And so he'll be sorely missed. So James, this is for you. And let's shake that off and get back to enjoying ourselves and entertaining the 5 people probably watching. Hi, Max.
He's here.
I'm sure he is.
Oh, that was the text. That was the text. That was a
The
text
little
box.
scroll across.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
bottom.
He'll pop up now and again.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right. Hey, Max, how you doing, buddy?
He's like a friendly Waldorf and Statler to our game.
Oh, good. I hope he lives up to that.
So
To be a Waldorf and Statler, you must heckle.
yeah.
No, but he's friendly. He makes helpful comments.
Yes.
So I imagine we're driving for a little bit and it's kind of quiet in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
And then
And even I think like over the first few weeks, like obviously you see Georgie around, right? He probably wasn't like complete like 100% out of your life.
Mhm.
But even when he stopped, he'd probably like stop in like once a week, and you guys would drink some coffee, you'd smoke a cigarette or two, say like maybe 3 words to each other, and then he'd be like, all right, well, gotta get back to it, and leave.
Yeah.
And you're like, back to what?
So we're driving for like maybe half an hour, and he just kind of like kind of looks over, looks back at the road, and he says, so what's going on? You've been a little tight-lipped. What's happening? I thought you'd be happy about the book.
I mean, yeah, I'm glad that it's finding a home. That's good. I'm glad that you're making some money off of it. That's nice. I'm just kind of taking some downtime. That's all.
You feeling all right? You all healed up? I know that the last thing was a little rough.
I mean, I've seen worse. Honestly, that ain't too bad.
Yeah, I mean, our old friend, she almost killed you.
I mean, yeah, but giant bug, that's one thing. Vampire, that's fine. We've been little
Is
tiny
it,
bugs.
though?
Giant octopus thing.
We've been doing this for a little while now. Like the whole thing happened. With Viv and we went over into the dreamland. Fucking tick men and shit. Like, once we get out of it, I kind of push it down. Like every time something comes up, like Viv says, "Hey, my client, her son, he goes missing." We're like, "Sure, we'll go find him." Like, guy got lost in the woods, we go get him, right? Like, I'm not thinking like, geez, there's gonna be giant fucking bugs in the woods, right? Like, who thinks like that? But like, it keeps happening, right? It happens over and over. It doesn't happen for a while, and things kind of go back to normal. You find some guy cheating on his wife, doing whatever, and then boom, there's giant fucking bug people. Like,
it's like it's trying to find us, Harry.
I mean, it feels like that,
Like
right?
I know you ain't looking for it, and I know you ain't meaning to drag us into this kind of stuff. But it's like we keep finding it. It keeps finding us.
So what do you think? What do we do then?
I think we lean into it.
You
I'm
think
sick
so?
of just stumbling into it. I'm sick of not being prepared. Every time we ain't prepared, something like what happened to Viv happens. Like we
Yeah,
go
that
to
was real
visit a
bad.
friend, and we get attacked, and we're not prepared. We go to look at a house, right? And we almost die, right? Like we almost got eaten by a friggin' plant.
I mean,
it's
a lot of
'cause we
times
ain't
it's always it's you that almost dies most of the time.
Well,
And
yeah,
he,
that's
and he
kind of my
chuckles,
job.
but like he's uncomfortable about it.
Yep. Georgie does not chuckle. Like he is straight faced. He's like, Harry, that's my job. Like that's what I'm here for. Right?
But no, I mean, I'm not trying to get you killed. I mean, shit. Then fuck.
I know you ain't trying to get me killed, all right? And I'm not trying to get killed. But I mean I'm in it. All right? I'm here.
So you think I should hang a new shingle like paranormal investigators? Who's going to believe it?
I mean, it happens enough, don't it?
It seems like.
I think there's enough people. I mean, you got people doing seances and shit, trying to find ghosts and dead relatives. People, with past lives and all that kind of stuff. Like that little kind of stuff. Yeah, we might find like the little cheapskate every once in a while who's trying to pass off a con. But, I mean, it's out there enough. People believe it. And clearly it's real. We've dealt with ghosts. We've dealt with, monsters, dream people, vampires, banshees, aliens. We've done all this.
He's just going to like shaking his head. He looks at you. He looks back at the road. He's just like, fuck.
I'm sick of stumbling into it. I want to find it.
All right. I mean, yeah, I guess if we're better prepared, then, we got a better chance. I mean, I guess we've been lucky so far. I mean, we got a decent skill set. We got some good people around us.
Exactly. I mean, look at, oh God, with Janice, right?
Cool. I don't know who you're talking about.
I can't remember. Out of character. I can't remember her name. Was it Janice, the woman that died?
The vampire lady?
Yeah.
Janice sounds right. That's why I didn't say what her name was.
Yeah. Right. But I mean, look at Janice. Like, that's what she did. Yeah, she had a job on the side, but that was just kind of a cover thing, right? But that's what she did, and she was good at it. Look how much good she did. Look how many lives she saved. She had purpose. I'm sick of just floating.
Janice. It is Janice, by the way. Janice,
wow, I remembered a name.
Janice De Silva. Good on you.
Nice.
I had to look up the adventure. And I wrote it.
I mean, you're right, but I mean, it came back and it got her, right? I mean, that's what got her.
I mean, we all eventually get got, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong.
And on
right.
that,
I'd rather
you pull into the parking lot of Miskatonic Universe.
If only we had progressive character generation, we'd be able to put some more points into a cult. But here we are.
Well, just try and roll it every once in a while.
It's that famous Cthulhu level up system.
Yeah. I have a higher
I'm rocking
Cthulhu
11
mythos
right now. That's not bad.
Oh, wow. Until it starts eating away at everything else.
Okay, so you basically have a nice meeting with this a librarian and a professor named Armitage. He's in charge of the restricted section. He thanks you. He says that he can, basically he'll write a check for the amount. They thank you. And he says that we did some checking and we understand that you had better offers for this. In fact, when we got a call that said that they would donate even more money to the college if we allowed them to make a copy of this book, which of course we declined. But I have to ask, why are you going this course?
It's kind of a long story. Look, like he puts his hand on the book and he says, "There's something not right about this." So, selling it to a publisher puts more books out. It gets out, and it's just not a. I'm not comfortable with that. This thing's been sitting in my office for like the last year and a half, and it kind of skews me out a little bit. But we don't want stuff like this floating around. I don't know if you're familiar with this kind of. It seems like maybe you got a little bit of insight into this kind of thing.
we do some checking, and we found that you were hired to clean out a house of someone who, disappeared under mysterious circumstances. A physicist who was criticized for some rather unusual theories.
He
Um,
he looks at Georgie, like he side eyes Georgie and then looks back and kind of squints at Armitage. Right? Like, I'm the detective here.
He says, "We like to know who we're dealing with. The restricted section attempts have been made to break in, unsuccessful attempts, thanks to our guard dog."
Oh, yeah. I mean, I guess
It's about
I
that
guess,
time, Max. I'm not a slave to the timeline. We can say this is after the Dunwich horror.
We must maintain tight cannon.
And he says, so again, you will forgive us if we did some checking into you, and we would like to, we'd like to work with you more in the future if you should come across any other dangerous material, because, as you know, many deadly poisons can be used as healing medicines if properly refined and used in moderation. A lot of the books we have in our restricted section could be dangerous in the wrong hands, but secrets might be hidden in them that could benefit mankind in a very serious way. I think you know what I mean.
I do. So I guess you maybe a little bit more than I thought you might. Look, I appreciate you doing your due diligence. It makes this an easier transaction for me to know that we're on the same team.
It's funny that you should use that word team, because there's someone if you're interested, I'd like to introduce you to. It's someone who's asking for permission to look through the restricted section. But while you understand the risks of certain types of knowledge, this person clearly does not. And I fear that they will be following a path that they are not prepared for, and that very few are. And I believe that the two of you gentlemen might be better prepared to deal with.
I'd make meaningful eye contact with Georgie.
And there are other cases that come up which could use a private investigator and a man who obviously knows how to end a dispute definitively.
I'd offer you my card, but I think you got your own dossier already.
When you deal with the things we deal with on a day-to-day basis, you learn to be prepared.
Again, eyes to
And at
Georgie.
that point, Georgie actually looks over at Harry and is like, "Nah."
So if we could refer certain types of cases to you in the future, it would be helpful knowing that you're the right kind of people to handle the right sort of job.
Yeah, we're your guys.
Excellent. Okay. The person I'm refusing entry to is he's still on the premises. He's been trying to get into the restriction section all morning. He's looking for someone. From what I gathered, the person he was looking for was on their way to seek someone out called the Man at the Crossroads. We believe the man he's looking for is more than just a folktale, because there's been historical evidence that this man has appeared from time and time again. I don't know what do you know about the blues?
The blues. So you don't mean the devil then, I guess. The blues. I don't know nothing about the blues. He looks at Georgie. Eh?
The man at the
I've been to a club
crossroads
once in a while.
He's popular. He's quite notable for in the blues music scene.
Blue music. Oh, yeah, music. Yeah, I like music. I didn't know what you were talking about. I thought maybe we were talking some kind of code here.
No, the man at the crossroad is what he's known as, and he makes deals, or the legends say he makes deals, and they never end well. So this person is looking for someone that he is sure successfully met with the man at the crossroads, and he's determined to follow them and determine his whereabouts. But if that path leads to this entity, I would rather not let this person continue on this course. But he seems determined. Whereas you gentlemen, I believe you would proceed with the right amount of caution.
You got anything you might be able to share about this particular man who inhabits the crossroads?
He'll try and make deals. That's what he does. It's the old legend of, I can make you rich and famous. All you need to do is sign over your soul at the time of your death.
Yeah, so it's the devil.
If you believe in that sort of thing. But yes, we believe that this entity is real, powerful, and cunning. So I'd rather not send someone on the road to find this person who's not prepared to deal with them.
Anything in any one of these books in here maybe we could take a look at? And he kind of chuckles like,
Very little is written about this entity. Again, we don't even know if it's real. I only have suspicions, but unfortunately, my suspicions usually pay dividends. But if you're willing to meet with him, I can introduce you. He is looking to, I'm sure that he would be more than happy to hire you to find this individual. He's quite eager to get an investigation underway. It's very time sensitive. He can fill you in on the details if you're interested in meeting with him.
Yeah. I mean, this is the kind of thing that we were having a conversation about on the way up here. So this is fortuitous for us.
Okay, he says, good.
At least now we know what we're getting into.
He points out the window and waves you guys to it, and he's like pointing out to the quad, and there's a light-skinned black man in a very nice suit with a briefcase, looking around like nervously. And he said, I told him I would either send someone to meet with him, or I would go over and let him know that, basically I told him I might know someone who can help you.
Okay, yeah. I mean, let's do it.
Okay, he points the guy out again, and he says his name, and he looks at a little notepad. He wrote the guy's name down. His name's Jack Elster.
Okay.
And he's a junior record executive at Devo Records.
Did you say Jack? I'm sorry.
Jack Elster.
Okay. Let's he lights up a cigarette, looks at Georgie and says, let's go take on our next case.
Let's go.
Okay, so he wishes you gentlemen well, and he says that he'll be in touch, and hands you the check, shakes your hand, takes possession of the book, And as you're like closing as his like secretary is showing you out, he's already sitting down to read it.
Hmm.
Because his
Georgie's
Cthulhu
eyes
can't
like follow
possibly
the
hide
book as
behind
it goes
them.
hand to hand.
So he nudges Georgie as we're kind of walking out, puffing on a cigarette, and says, what are the odds, right? Like, so you want to get all in, we're in, huh?
Like I told you, Harriet finds us.
Yeah. Well, you said we're prepared, but I don't know. They don't even know if this thing is real, so I don't know how prepared we
Don't
could
worry,
be.
I packed the trunk just in case.
All right. Maybe we should get some salt.
All right, so you approach this man, and he stands, and he says, "Are you the one the professor said would be willing to meet with me?"
Yeah, he doffs his hat, extends his hand. Harry Stanton, private investigator. How can we help you?
And he shakes your hand. He says, "My name's Jack Elstner. I'm with Diva Records." He shakes Georgie's hand, asks, "And you are?"
Georgie.
Okay. He says, "Great. So I'm looking for someone. Unfortunately, I don't know his real name, which is a problem. He gave his name as Harper Twilight.
That's a fancy name.
I need both of you to make a no roll, so an idea check, and tell me if you get a hard success."
Oh yeah, I got an aught too. So hell of a way to start.
Hope you didn't waste it.
No.
Shh.
Actually, what would
It's
that
your
be
idea
against
roll. Basic. Yeah, it's INT.
Oh, okay, yeah. So success.
The minute he says Harper Twilight, especially Harry, you both know who this guy is. He's been on the radio for like a week now
Nice.
with a really hot blues number called Drop Biscuit Blues. Harry with the O2, you even know, not only do you know the artist, you know the name of the song, and you probably have you probably have the record at this point.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I heard that guy on the radio. Yeah, Drop Biscuit Blues. He starts like snapping his fingers, and
The minute you say that, he you can see sweat arise on his brow, and he puts his hand back. He goes, "Yeah, that's the problem."
oh, what do you mean? It's a good tune.
I can't find him. He pressed a record for $1. For like, I bought him lunch. I gave him $1. He recorded the record. I said I would take it to my bosses, see if I could get some time, some play on the radio. And he said, "Well, I'm going to give this the nudge. I know someone who can take me to the man at the crossroads." I really didn't know what that meant, but when I gave it to the secretary, to my boss's secretary, apparently the pressing got mixed in with another stack of records that were sent over to the radio station. The radio station played it. They started getting requests. We had to print a whole bunch of new copies, and now it's racing up the charts all up on the East Coast. And my boss is like, "Where can we find this guy? We need to sign him for a contract. We want to get a better recording. I want this guy to do an album. He's going to be our next big star." And I can't find him. I don't even know his real name. All I know is he said, "If you need to find me, I'll be at the jungle
At the jungle.
at the jungle in Boston." I don't even know what that is.
It doesn't ring a bell to me, but it's something we could look into.
I did some checking. Apparently, the man at the crossroad is some kind of a folk tale about selling your soul to the devil.
That's Draken.
Right. And so I thought, well, if it's some kind of a devil worship thing, I've heard about the restricted section, and I figured there'd be some way to find there'd be some information if the college had let me use their library, that I could find the man at the crossroad and, try and track down Harper Twilight to sign this deal. But they won't let me into the section. They say that, no such person exists, but maybe they could find someone willing to take a look for me. I don't know what kind of runaround they're playing, but I'm going to lose my job. My boss is not only I'm going to lose my job, I'm never going to be able to work in this industry again if I don't find this guy, because we never signed a formal contract. We're printing records. If this guy turns up to sue us, it could ruin us because we don't have a royalty agreement with him.
Yeah.
So I'm done if we can't track this guy down. And I have one crazy lead of there are no jungles outside of Boston.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe it's like the name of a club or something, though.
I need you guys both to make an idea roll again.
Good.
Nope.
42, I think, is going to pass. Harry's pretty smart. Yep, 70.
Jungle would be a hobo camp. And by the name of Harper Twilight, and with no address or real name, you're pretty sure this guy is a type of hobo called a tramp, who's just a traveling performer living on their wits.
Okay.
So you're fairly certain that this person is homeless.
He says, well, I mean, it doesn't help you too much. I think the guy might be a bit of a hobo, maybe a little bit of a wandering performer.
Though I hated the look of it.
All right, well, then that checks out. Then I've heard that terminology before. So if there's a large homeless hobo encampment around Boston, it shouldn't be too hard to find, I guess.
So you'll take the case?
Yeah, we'll take the case.
He's like, thank you so much. He shakes both of your hands. You can see he's like all sweaty. And he goes, my neck's really on the line here. At least I can tell my boss I've got top people looking for him. And we'll get to the bottom of this. He gives you his card, and he basically opens up his wallet and hands you a $10 bill.
Yeah,
which is $150.
Yeah.
And he says, I said, I'll pay, 4 times this once he signs. And if that's not enough, I mean, we can negotiate, but I mean, I need this guy found or I'm fucking dead. Well, not dead, but
don't worry. You can go back to your boss, tell him that in no time you'll be making more money off this guy that had to sell his soul to the devil. Don't you worry about it.
He chuckles. He says, "Funny," and then he his brow narrows, and then you're not even smiling when you said it.
Nope.
So he's like, "Okay, all right. Here's my number. Just try and get in touch when you can. I'm gonna, do some poking around and see if I can find any leads. I'll check in with your office. Thanks." And he kind of heads up.
Hold on, before you go, we didn't even ask a question. So we looking for African American gentleman? We looking for Caucasian guy? What are we looking for here?
He's light skinned like me. So he's Negro.
Okay. Yeah.
I think what was the respectable term in the 20s? I think it was. I don't think African American was there. But
we're in a We're not gonna.
Let's not be so accurate.
Right.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Let's be modern in this case.
Okay. Yes, he is a light-skinned black gentleman. Young guy, probably young, good-looking, probably early 20s.
Okay.
Amazing voice. And from the song, the single that's on the radio, it's a really great blues song with just a slamming harmonica solo at the in the middle. So,
all right. Well, we'll do what we can. We'll try to get them, turn them up for you so we get everything, all paperwork signed, get everybody back in the boss's good graces.
Gotcha. All right. So it's probably about a 20-minute ride from Arkham to Boston.
Okay. So I guess we're in the car, and he's like, so what do you think? This is it, huh? Maybe.
I mean, it looks like a good inn, right? I mean,
Yeah,
maybe
I mean,
maybe if we turn good on this one, then we get in their good graces. Maybe this leads to something.
Yeah. If
Who
they got
knows?
more
Maybe they'll
stuff,
give us access to that restricted section. Wouldn't mind getting my hands on a book or two down there.
yeah, sure. I guess if you think so. You did learn that thing about that elder sign there.
Yeah, I did. I ain't really been practicing it much, but maybe it's something that I might want to try to get used to. Maybe it might come in handy.
I don't really want to get too comfortable with that stuff.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay.
It's kind of looks at you like.
So you get to Boston. So how do you want to try and locate where this mysterious jungle is? It's not really on any proper map.
So I think he probably goes to like the Boston PD, right? Like I'm a private investigator. If there's a hobo encampment, I'm thinking that the police would probably have some sense of where that is, right? People come wandering through town kind of thing. That would be my thought.
Okay.
Georgie will be heading to the nearest railway station. Like, where like they
you're gonna
park.
split up?
Hey,
Yeah, I think we're gonna split up.
Oh, shit. Okay. I'll catch you later.
So yeah, Harry's like, hey, yeah, I think we should go down to the police station. Like maybe we could talk to them. And it's like, all right, I got an idea too. We'll catch up later. Maybe have lunch.
All right. Georgie, make a spot hidden roll and tell me the degree of success.
That's a hard.
Nice.
Not quite extreme. I'm a few points off, but I don't have much luck left to spend. So let's save that for something good.
Okay, you're pacing around the rail yard for a while, and you see there's like a hole in a fence, and on the post where there's like that missing board or two, there's some kind of weird rune carved into it. But there appears to be just beyond that a trail leading like down a hill and into this wooded area.
What's the rune look like?
Gonna make me look it up, huh?
You can't bring stuff up like that and expect me not to ask.
All right, no, that's valid. Just give me a second. I can probably tell you exactly what it looks like. Just
Quick internet search for the yellow sign.
no, even more obscure. Hold on. It looks like a circle with an arrow pointing right. And then give me a second. It's basically like just like I'll share my screen for a second. It's they look like very simplistic. Hold on.
Yeah. So the second one in from the top left.
Hold on. That's not really.
This is riveting. So much.
You'll get it
editing.
in post. You'll edit it.
So these are some of the kinds of signs
Gotcha.
that
Yeah.
you're seeing. They're very simplistic, hand drawn.
Mhm.
They're carved into the wood. But again, you have no idea what they mean.
Right. I might not have an idea what they mean, but so I do have that criminal past. I have kind of floated from place to place a little bit. Are these at least things that I have seen before that I could associate with a certain group of people?
Make a hard success on a no roll.
Ah, God damn it. Yeah, it's not happening.
Yeah, you're not really sure what they are.
All right, cool.
So we'll get back to you in a second. So Harry, you're in the police
Sounds good.
station. I need you to make a charm check.
Okay. That's going to be a 25 versus, what is my charm? 35. Success.
All right. So you're like, hey, did we ever say that he was a retired police officer or that he was just a private eye?
He was
I
just a
don't remember.
private eye. Yeah.
Okay. So you basically flash your credentials. Hey, I'm a private eye, New York. I'm working a case. I'm looking to find, this hobo jungle. And, you're charming enough. And the guy says, oh, they hang out down by the south side of the rail station, in the hill, down the hills, down near the water. There's a little pond they hang out. They've got an encampment there. I would suggest going there. I mean, a lot of these people are desperate. Some of them can be a little sketchy. But for the most part, they do odd jobs, clean up, pick trash, paint somebody's shed. For the most part, they're harmless, but they can be a little sketchy. So, I would just take, I wouldn't go at night and I wouldn't go alone.
Yeah, no, I got a buddy. He went off to go do something on his own as I catch back up with him. But yeah, no, it's things are tough for everybody. So yeah, we'll go down and I'm looking for a guy. So I thought I heard maybe he was down here around in the jungle. So I figured I'd go down and take a look.
Good luck with those kind of people. Move around a lot. Now
Yeah.
I need you to roll a luck check. Tell me the degree of success.
I got a 43, and that's right around what my luck actually is. My luck is 41, so that's a fail.
Okay, never mind. All right, make as you're leaving, make a spot hidden check.
Okay, this I could probably do. 48. My spot's pretty high, I think. Yeah, 81. So, yeah, not quite a hard, but
You've picked up a tail.
okay. He was gonna stop anyway, so he stops in a little, like a little 5 and dime to pick up a carton of smokes. Since we're going down looking for information, I figure I'll take some cigarettes with me and that kind of stuff. So as he's walking up and down the aisles, he's kind of keeping an eye to see what does this person look like? Do they follow me in the store?
Okay, make a stealth roll to just kind of keep an eye on this guy without him knowing you're keeping an eye on him.
No, he sees me. I rolled a 70. Oh no, actually my stealth's 61. I rolled a 73 though, so I failed.
Okay. So he picks up that he knows that he's following you.
Mm-hmm.
And you see he's decent height, a little on the heavy side, trench coat, fedora hat, messenger bag slung over, and There's a camera hanging around his neck.
Okay.
And he like kind of waves and he comes over and he says, hope you don't mind. Is it okay if I ask you a couple of questions?
Yeah, I do, man. I don't much. I ain't never been to, haven't been Boston in a while, and I come walking out of the police station. I got some guy on my ass. What's your story?
I'm always looking for a story. That's kind of what I do. And I've got a really good memory for faces. You were in the papers a couple of months back. Some situation up in Vermont.
Yeah. We were looking for a missing person, and you might be.
Oh, sorry, Floyd Toby, Arkham Examiner.
Hey, Floyd.
You
Yeah,
wouldn't
that
be
was.
down here working another case, would you?
I might be.
Well, maybe we can help each other. I'm always looking for strange stories. I cover the strange and unusual section in the Sunday paper. Prints twice a month. We're always looking for unusual stories. I actually did one on that lighthouse that I heard you were involved in as well. They finally got that sorted out.
Like he kind of looks up and away and just kind of laughs, and he's like, yeah. I mean,
You're
yeah,
a long way.
got,
You're a long way from New York. What brings you to Boston? What brings you?
he takes a step back and he crosses his arms, and he says, Floyd, I don't know what the chances are that I might run into you and you might know me and know my whole backstory. It's I don't like it. I want to make a psychology check. Oh, what is that? 53? I don't know if my psychology's that high. Oh, 68. That's a success.
Okay, he says, totally fair, absolutely fair. You want me to leave? I will leave. I wish you nothing but the best. Here's my card. Again, in your line of work, I know it must be unusual. I'm sure that you have people following you all the time. So yeah, when you're ready to talk, I'm more than happy to listen. But this is my home territory, and if you were looking for someone or something or needed a guide, I'd be the man you'd want to talk to. And if you've read my column, well, no story is too strange.
He flicks the corner of the card and he like tucks it into his pocket and he says, I'll keep that in mind, Floyd. Yeah, maybe I'll call you. Let's see what happens.
All right. Well, pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, likewise.
Enjoy your stay in New England.
Yeah, thanks.
And he leaves.
But
you didn't pick up anything sketchy from him from your psychology roll.
Okay, all right. He just happened to recognize me. Like, so then I'm going through it like, okay, I've been in the paper before. We've done a couple of things, and like if this guy's doing weird stuff, do I recognize the column? I don't know that he would necessarily.
You'd have to make a hard success on an idea roll.
All right, well, let me give it a shot. Maybe he might. Maybe he reads the weird shit in the paper. 68. Nah. It's a success, but no.
Right. No, not hard enough. Not high enough.
He tries to push all that stuff away when we're not in the middle, like trying to get killed.
All right. So what do you want to do now? Head over to the train station?
Yeah, I'd head down there, but like head on a swivel now. I'm looking to make sure this guy's not following me. This is two people now that have like, got the drop on me in a sense of like knowing about me, which I'm not super thrilled about. Like as a PI, right? Like going to keep that low profile.
Gotcha. All right. So you head over to the rail yard where Georgie has been scoping out this entrance for a while. And Georgie, you have seen one or two people using that. Basically a train pulls out, after the railway workers, kind of couple it and stuff, you see from under one car, a couple of guys get out from under some hay, and they kind of like go over and they kind of walk down, go through that hole in the fence and then walk down. And they've got the sticks with the handkerchief bindle. So you realize, these are people, boarding the train and exiting the train and heading down to some kind of a camp.
Ari, I've been watching this for a little bit. I think that's the direction that we might want to go in order to find where we need to be, or at least get us a little bit closer.
Well, if you knew they were here, why didn't you just tell me? I went all the way over to the police station. I picked up a tail. This guy from the freaking paper comes up and says, "Hey, I know all about you. I seen you in the paper, blah, 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 whatever." Like, that's 2 times today now.
Hey, you're famous now. Nice. Hey, there ain't nothing about me in there, is there?
I mean, he didn't mention you by name, but he did mention about the lighthouse.
Hey, as long as my name ain't in there, that's all I care about.
Well, I don't read his column or not, but maybe we should pick up a paper when we're done here.
Yeah, maybe we should check up, just make sure.
Yeah.
All right. So meanwhile, at the jungle outside of Boston.
Meanwhile, in the jungle.
So Walt and Lady Songbird, 2 other hobos, kind of arrive at the camp while you're just kind of hanging out. They are. Let me just come up with 2 crazy hobo fucking names out of the top of my head. We're gonna say that one guy is named Cooter. And
big eyes.
Yeah. And the other is named Skippy, because he likes peanut butter.
Oh Lord!
And if Skippy is not period to the 1920s, do not email me.
Damn it, I'm out. It's like this is completely broken my immersion.
Shit, it was launched in 1933.
What about Peter Pan?
Okay, basically they say Cooter and Skippy, they're like, look, there's this big guy, he's scoping out the entrance. I don't think he noticed that we noticed him, but we don't know what's going on. And they look to Walt, one of the most famous hobos in all of New England. They were like
that and a nickel will get me on a bus.
They say, you've got your poker, right?
Yep. Flourish it. Nah.
Okay. If anybody comes down, can you be our spokesperson?
Yeah, sure, no problem. What does it look like? There's cops? Is it going to be a raid? Is it?
He looked like a big guy, and he was packing.
All right, so this is probably somebody trying to lean on.
We don't know, but
trying to lean on people.
We're just coming off of 12 hours of bumpy rail, so we're shot.
All right. So has Lady Songbird been in the camp a while, so she knows?
Yeah, she's been in the camp.
Oh, okay,
she's been. You guys have both been in the camp for a few days.
Oh, okay. So
and I'm going to private message you on Facebook some backstory information.
On Facebook.
So George and Harry and Georgie, don't go to the Facebook chat. Let them fill you in. Just give me a second to write this.
As you know, you have to watch out for, guys trying to go into the camp, like gangsters, loan sharks, pimps, things like that, trying to cause trouble.
Lady Songbird is going to discreetly flash a .32 caliber revolver to Walt of, yes, I heard they might be packing, so am I.
Yeah.
That's fair. Hey Georgie, what do you think? We should go in, but we're not just gonna friggin' stand out here, right? I mean, if the guy's in there, we gotta go in there.
Yeah, I was waiting for you. I just figured you didn't want to take that cigarette into the woods.
I bought a whole carton. If we're gonna be like, asking people questions, I figure we'll pass out a couple cigarettes and shit. You know what I mean?
Hey, that ain't bad. Good trade.
Yeah.
And yeah, Georgie will kind of like fix up his coat. And as you see it, he has on one side, he has the Colt, and on the other side, he has that silver dagger that we got from Janice, just in case.
It's late at night, right?
No, we'll say it's midday.
Oh, okay, midday. All right, I misunderstood. All right, because I was about to say, like, yeah, a couple of tough-looking customers coming in the night looking for people. Yeah, this is trouble.
Exactly the kind of people that you were just worried about.
This is exactly the kind of people I was like, they're up to no good. I don't think I'm gonna be.
Yeah.
No, but midday, just whatever. People looking for things.
You got a tall guy with a wool coat and a knit cap. with bruised, scarred knuckles.
let's let him get up to this point, and then get 3 other guys to come around the back and everything. Well, we gotta make sure and make an example.
Are you actually organizing the hobos to box them in once they arrive?
No, it's midday. I was saying if it was nighttime.
Gotcha.
I'd be like, oh yeah,
that'd be funny too. Now I wish it was night.
I misunderstood my initial thinking. I misunderstood. I thought it was later at night.
All right, so yeah, I've given you guys the scuttlebutt in the jungle. All right, so we can all meet up. Are you guys going down? Are you following the trail? Or
we're following
the trail.
I'm gonna kind of walk down to where I think they'll be walking, and just not walk up aggressive, just kind of walk up, maybe try to look a little bit I'm not paying attention as they're walking.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna be coming up the trail while they go down the trail?
Yeah, they're gonna be coming up the trail. I'll be I'm gonna try to look like I'm not looking for them, and I'm just kind of kind of lost in my own head.
Okay.
I'm gonna be a bit behind Walt and just be walking, whistling like I don't have a care in the world.
Kicking a rock.
Yeah.
Just a pretty face with not a thought.
Okay, so you guys see these 2 obviously homeless people. One a woman pushing 30-ish with a large hat, and a man in a trench, both weathered clothes, kind of wandering up the path as you guys are coming down the path.
Yep.
How wide is the path?
It's one person. You'd have to kind of move to let each other go by.
I'll actually kind of look at Harry and I'll pull myself a little bit off to the side to let them go.
Yeah. I'd pull over next to Georgie, just kind of raise a hand and hey, good afternoon.
I'll pretend like I just know. Oh, wow, hey, brothers, how you doing? He's like, oh, God bless, let us. Hey, I haven't seen you guys around here. It's like, oh, you guys look like you're kind of well-to-do. You mind if you could help a man, a wandering adventurer with maybe $1 or $2, so he can get something to eat?
Yeah. No, sure. He'll pat himself down. He'll pull out $1 or whatever's period appropriate.
I'm trying to scope them out, see what they got on them and everything.
Make a spot hidden check.
I make it just regular.
You're both carrying sidearms, correct?
Yeah, Harry's got the shoulder holster.
All right, there's no way you're concealing that big hunting rifle.
I've got a Colt on one side and a dagger on the other, so.
Yeah, these guys are both armed.
He's like, hey, he's like, did you give me any money? You?
Yeah, I give you $1 or $2.
Oh, it's like,
whatever's
oh my
period of
God,
time.
God bless you. You know, he's like, where you guys heading? Hey, you know, like you're walking down. It's like you walking down. You know, are you looking for anything? Is there anything I can help you with?
Yeah. So we're looking for a guy. I'm working on a case. I'm a private investigator. Nobody's in trouble or anything.
Like something I'm scared. Okay, all right. I mean, I don't want no trouble now. I don't want no trouble.
No.
We're actually trying to make someone some money.
Oh,
You ever
money.
you ever heard of the song Drop Biscuits?
All right, I have the name. Do I know the song?
Harper Twilight has performed this at every hobo camp up and down the East Coast for 2 years.
Oh yeah, Harper was here playing that. You looking for him?
Yeah. That's who we're looking for.
Yeah. We actually got hired by some sleazy record exec that wants them to cut an album.
I don't think
Really?
he was that sleazy, Georgie. He seemed like he was all right.
I mean, he wants to make money off of another dude, but to give him a buck. You give him a buck to make an album and some lunch.
Well, but they're trying to sign him to a contract.
Yeah, bro, give him like
deal.
$3.
What label did you say it was?
I don't know. It was something like Queen Records or something, wasn't it, Harry?
Deva. It's Deva Records.
Deva Records.
Which I researched, so don't make the search and email me. It's an actual record company.
Don't get in the comments.
This is a harsh comment section.
For me, it's a running joke. Nobody sent me an email in years, but it's like a cautionary tale for new authors.
Yeah. I think Oscar's actually getting lonely. He's inviting people to send him emails. I think that's what it is.
That's a good label. That's
Yeah, it's a reputable label. It's not a huge label, but
I mean, they're trying to pay the guy, so I mean, that's got to count for something, I guess.
Yeah, the problem is that he cut the record, and then the guy Harper kind of took off, so they're trying to just find him to get him to sign a contract.
Is he still hanging around? Is he staying at the jungle down here?
no.
Well, that depends. I mean, it's a big camp, a lot of guys, a lot of gals, a lot of people. They like to be hidden. They like to go around and everything. I mean, I've been hanging out at the camp for a while, and I mean, I guess I could, if I walk in with you and we kind of all work together, you'd get a lot of people there trust you a lot more. If you kind of just walk in, guns ablaze and everything, you look like a cop. I'm sorry, sir. I know you said you're private.
I mean, that's because he is a cop.
Wow, not really a cop. I mean, you're a
I
cop
wouldn't say.
adjacent.
I'd keep stum about that.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
I mean, if you come in with us and you're looking to make one person some money, well, there's some other of us who wouldn't mind being able to cut a record. Could probably help you out a little.
Yeah, I mean, I like music myself. I don't know if the guy's looking to sign anybody else, but if somebody's got some talent, I mean, we can, we certainly put in a word, I guess. You gave the guy $1 just to cut the record before he took off, so.
So I think that I think you should come in. It's like we'll all go in together. That'll put a lot of people's minds to rest. Maybe not get everybody rile the whole camp up. Everybody starts scattering and everything. So like maybe now we know, like, okay, now there's going to be less of a problem. Maybe Harper's there. Harper's not. We can go in. We can take a look around, dude. We can take a look around, ask some questions, and then see what we see. And maybe that'll be, and we help you, you help us. Life's tough. It's a hard world out here, These rails ain't getting any rougher, ain't getting any softer.
Okay. Yeah, any help that you could give us, we'd appreciate it. We're not here to start any trouble. We don't want to hassle nobody. We're just we're just trying to find this guy. Supposedly he said something about going to the crossroads to make some kind of deal. Look, I don't know. Like, we're just trying to find this guy.
Okay, so you go down to the camp. Everybody immediately like appeared nervous, but you guys coming down with two of their own who are kind of like nodding that you guys are not dangerous puts everybody at ease. You know, this Cookie, who again Lady Songbird has met before in the last adventure, she's making a mulligan stew. Good. She says, "Well, welcome. I'm kind of like the den mother of the camp. You've already met Walt and Lady Songbird. You don't really look like you're looking for a place to crash. How can?" And he looks over at Walt. You know, what brings them to the jungle?
Well, they're looking around for the singer
Harper
that was
Twilight.
here a while ago, Harper. They're looking for the singer.
All right. She kind of gives you an odd look.
Well,
and
I think
says-
that, you know, I think if they make it worth your while, I think you could, they could try, if they make it worth your while, I think you can make it worth their while. I'm trying to get her some, since she's the den mother, and I'm trying to get her some cash also.
She looks around and she says,
Got a couple of marks.
there's 15 men and women at this camp now. If you give everyone a quarter, we'll tell you everything we know about where Harper Twilight might have gone.
Yeah, Harry shrugs. We just got $10, whatever, right? Like he'll give everybody a quarter. He'll put the cart in he puts the cart in a smoke set, but then opens it and takes one because he's running low. Puts a pack in his
Happily
pocket.
take the smokes, and they used to hand out quarters, and the den mother collects them all. Like people come up for their quarter, and she fucking takes it, and she goes, "No, this is the communal meal fund." And then one woman comes over in a turtleneck sweater, and she says, "You wouldn't happen to have a flask on you, would you, pal?"
I don't think Harry probably doesn't. What about Georgie?
I don't know. I'm gonna roll luck.
Fail.
No. I usually kind of have. I left it in the trunk with the rest of my stuff, so I wasn't prepped.
She smiles, and she's like missing one tooth on the bottom here, but she's not a bad-looking hobo. And she says, "I'm Nora, Nightcap Nora. If you come back with the flask, I'll make it worth your while."
Harry nudges
maybe,
him his elbow.
Maybe I bring it back for a favor, but we can call it even at that. We're good.
All right. Well, I'd appreciate a nip. Gets kind of cold at night.
A little bit of brandy warms you up.
Okay. Walt and Lady Songbird, her hobo name is Nightcap Nora, and she's a bum. She's a terrible alcoholic.
I figured. I was just trying to get her a couple of, but yeah. Okay, so
Cookie kind of counts all the quarters, nods, and waves over to one of the younger hobos, and she says, she gives him 2/3 of the quarters and says, buy all the day old bread and the clearance vegetables, whatever you can get, bring as much as you back, and I'll make something out of it. And he says, "Okay, Cookie," and he kind of heads off to the grocer. And then she kind of nods to the two of you to handle it, and then goes back to,
So Harper was here, and he did leave, and we know who he left with.
Oh, he left with somebody.
Left with a couple people.
Oh, okay. Did he say where he was going? Were these people that hanging around in a camp already? Was it somebody new?
So he left with one of our pathfinders, and Big Jim, who's got bad health. He asked our pathfinder to take him to the man at the crossroads, and Big Jim asked him to lead him to Big Rock Candy Mountain.
Big Rock
Like
Candy Mountain.
Harry just kind of half grins and then looks at
Isn't that
you
part
to
of a
see if you'll,
song?
like, pull my leg. Yeah.
Oh,
It's
that-
a hobo. It's actually a hobo song.
The
Yeah,
Big
no, I know.
Rock Candy Mountain.
Yeah.
We've all seen Oh Brother Where Art Thou.
Right.
Good movie.
Oh,
And the Pathfinder's name is McNally.
Nowie.
Anybody get the reference?
Rand McNally, yes, the Atlas, yeah,
Very good.
Atlas, yeah.
Double nerd score.
Yep, I'm an old man, and I'm an old man that might actually remember.
I've used the roadmap at some point.
I used one.
Oh, wow.
I'm a millennial. I used one.
I've
before
never
there was
actually
GPS.
used one.
I have.
I
I've gone on
have.
road trips with a
Oh,
roadmap when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
Back when Dinobots ruled the earth.
Oh God.
I had to use one in Rhode Island.
But it's
I
only like
managed to get
this
lost
Been
in
big.
around
Rhode
Rhode Island from memory. It's like it's not even the size of Brooklyn.
I wound up on the back roads of Rhode Island.
Yeah,
In-
but it's all force. You don't want to get lost out.
They're all
there.
back roads in New England.
No, the back roads of Rhode Island, and they do exist.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so Oscar,
Yes.
so we know who they went with. Do we know the general area that they went to? I mean, I understand it's somebody
I'll
who
need
knows how
both
to
of
find.
you to make an occult roll. Just the hobos.
Hmm?
Tell me the degree of success.
Um,
I will give you a bonus dice because you are a tramp.
I made it. I got a 12 out of 20.
Okay.
I make it. I mean,
Okay. You both know where the man at the crossroads is supposed to appear. But he only appears to tramps. So you have to be a performer or a musician of some sort for the man at the crossroads to appear. And the crossroads is a crossing of 4 rail lines and 4 road lines in central Pennsylvania.
All right.
Oh,
So,
jeez.
I know where they're going, and you're going to need at least me and probably Walt with you, because the man at the crossroads only appears to us traveling performers.
Okay. It's
I
Crossroads.
mean, we'd much appreciate if you were able to escort us there, and yeah, we'd definitely take care of you. Like we're getting paid for this gig, so we might as well, get you paid for it too.
hey, you've shown that you're a generous Christian gentleman, who, you have the best interests of the community at heart. I feel honor bound to come and help you. For
I-
you know.
I'd appreciate having
For
some
a
help
fee.
of that sort. It'd be nice to sleep in some beds and have some good meals for a while.
Oh yeah.
yeah. Well, we
The
could definitely do
crossroads
that.
is in Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. Huh? Looks like they must have hopped the
Jeez,
train. Then
I
I'm
don't think I
assuming it's
ever
not-
traveled that far.
Well, I mean, they're not like they're walking, right?
No, they jumped the train, right?
They jumped the train.
Yeah.
The crossroads is specifically where 4 rail lines and 4 roadways all intersect.
The kid comes back with the groceries, and a fucking flask, which he passes to Nora, and she like tousles his hair, and she says, "Thanks, kid." And Cookie just like side eyes him, and like, "She gave you money," and she starts cooking. She says, "Well, if you're gonna be catching a black snake, one should be leaving around midnight."
Well, come on. Well, Come on, hobos. Let's have some hobo stew. I mean, you too, also.
So I need
yeah.
both of you to roll your hobo cant.
33 out of 85.
I make it
Oh,
75.
jeez.
A black snake is a coal train.
I kind of figured, dude. All right, so that's like that. My lungs have been feeling a little too empty lately. You.
I mean, we could always take the car. I mean, we drove into Boston. We could just drive. I mean, it's okay. I mean,
Hold on. I've got this covered. I envision this. I've got to send another message. Hold on.
It's not just the destination; it's the path we get to the destination.
It's the journey that counts.
That's part of the ritual.
oh yeah, I gotcha. All right, sure. I mean, hey,
All right.
it's
Check the chat.
Unless we ride the rails, the man
Same
won't
thing, yeah.
hear. So if there's things you want to bring with you, I suggest you go get them.
Like Nora says, like that flask. And the cookie says, shut up, you've already got a flask. Spanish says, did you learn your lesson? Poor Jim is, on his last leg from that drink. You need to taper it off. She goes, you're not my mom. And then she starts talking about how pretty she was and she could have had any man. And then one of the guys like, oh, come on, we've heard this story 100 fucking times, Nora. And she goes, well, I was. All right, so what do you guys want to do?
I guess we go to the car. Yeah, I mean, if we're gonna jump the rail, George, you want to probably grab the stuff out of the trunk? Yeah, I mean, like you said, we gotta be prepared, right?
Oh yeah, I got everything packed up. I'll and he'll turn to Walt and Lady Songbird and be like, is it you might? I mean, what's our kind of timeline? I mean, we got some stuff back at the car that I probably need to grab.
Train
To
moving
get
at
ready.
You're gonna have to
midnight.
hang out here pretty much the rest of the day, and the hobos will guide you to the art of jumping a train.
Where we all miss our roles and horribly name ourselves.
Lisa fumbled a roll and ended up with getting her foot cut off the last time we played a hobo game.
Oh,
And you had to
Jesus.
play the whole rest of the
geez.
game. No foot.
And she played the rest of the game with no foot. No shit. I'm not even kidding.
Oh,
They
no,
bandaged her up and she limped the rest of the way through the adventure.
no foot does not mean
Nice.
0 hit points.
It's a penalty dice to movement rolls.
There you go.
Ignominious end for Harry and Georgie.
Right.
Okay, so you get all your stuff.
Well, so two.
Yeah.
But so we get our stuff, but I also want to go to the store, grab some salt.
Salt. Okay.
Because I don't know. Georgie says we got to be prepared. And then I think Harry would just pick up some other groceries.
Okay. So
Oh,
Yeah.
so before next session,
Well, I like
email
this
me
type
that
of
list.
sandwich. So
so if they make it known that they're going shopping, Lady Songbird is going to tell them which things to get because they keep best on the road.
Ooh, good.
Ah.
Look at that.
So
Okay. Yeah.
anything
like,
canned
she will-
with its own opener, so you don't have to get a can opener. So
Yeah.
she kind of instructs you what keeps best on the road.
And what's best to take with you, what you need.
Okay. Yeah. And then he'd pick up stuff for the camp too. Like we made whatever you said it was $200 on the book or $300 on the book. So he would
200.
just spend the rest of the $10 and leave the camp in better position than what it was.
Okay.
You know, with that little bit. Right. And with Georgie's sentiment of we should be helping, then we have
So
that conversation.
You can
and
pick up a whole bunch of canned food, and while you're at the Woolworth,
Matches. Get matches.
matches.
The
Well,
fire
you're at the-
Oranges.
We'll say you're at the Woolworths and there's a discount bin of clothes that are like last season and like shoes for like, that you can go through. So if you even wanted to pick up some blankets and extra clothes for people, you could.
Yep.
So we'll say that you spend the whole $10 on ingratiating yourself with the hobo camp outside of Arkham. And basically they have like a little makeshift hobo celebration because this is like, Thanksgiving for them now.
Mm.
And, everybody's eating and having this communal stew and hanging out rolls. And Cookie even makes cornbread in a cast iron skillet on the fire, like putting the coals on top of the fire. So everybody's eating and having a great time and trading stories. And they were like saying, if Big Rock Candy Mountain is a real place, McNally will know how to find it. McNally can find everything. And they basically go on about, how if you ever needed to get somewhere, you'd ask McNally because he would know the roads, the rails. He just had like a perfect memory for all the places to stop. And Big Jim, they talk about him. He's kind-hearted, but he's a big guy. When he's in camp, nobody fucks with them because he's just so big and imposing, but he's like a teddy bear. But the last year, his health has just been declining rapidly.
Did anybody ever figure out what was wrong with him?
Cirrhosis.
Oh, okay.
His name is Big Jim Staggers.
Ah, okay. There we go.
So he's a bum. He's an alcoholic.
For some reason, that didn't click with me. I'm just thinking of Stagger Lee.
No, he's a big drunk. And he can be a mean drunk. But it's he's on his. It's generally understood that Big Jim is on his last leg. That he probably wasn't going to survive the next winter, which is why he wanted to find the Big Rock Candy Mountain, where cigarettes grow on trees and all that other good stuff.
Alcohol streams.
And again, Harper Twilight, one of the most talented tramps on the East Coast hobo scene. Great blues harmonica player. So you're not really surprised that there's a record company looking for him. I mean, you're a little surprised because, you hear stories about people getting big breaks, but you never really knew anyone who got a big break. So, yeah. And I don't know if you want to steer the conversation in any way you can.
So like just from my own personal, like when Harper was in here, did he talk a lot about his past and everything? He's a fairly young man. How was he always homeless? Did he comes from something?
He was. He said that he was from Baton Rouge. That he was like one of 12 kids. They gave up like him and a bunch of his sisters to this orphanage because they couldn't feed them. It was a bad situation. He would get abused. So he set out on the road as soon as he turned 13. Luckily he had a knack for playing harmonica. So other hobos kind of taught him the ways, and he became this young, talented, charismatic hobo, tramp that would travel around. A lot of the traveling he did was to play at different clubs, like different bars or speakeasies up in, out throughout New England. The fact that he was a light-skinned black man limited the places he could play. So that's why he traveled and rode the rails a lot. But it was almost like, well, if anybody was going to make it, it would be him. So everybody's really happy that there's this record deal. And then you start to hear whispers, and you'll have to make a listen roll.
Can I make that as well, sir?
No, you guys don't need to make it because they're whispering among the hobos.
Oh.
So did you either Harry or Jesse make it?
77, I think, is gonna be a fail, but we'll double check.
That's an 1.
Oh,
you
nice.
overhear it? Okay, so
Yeah.
you'll just tell Harry.
True.
Basically, some of the older hobos were like, "Son of a bitch, he probably they probably did find the man at the crossroads." And somebody says, I told him not to go. Told him it wasn't worth it. I know people who've dealt with him, and they're like, bullshit. You know people who've dealt with him. I said, I know somebody who dealt with him. And they're, oh yeah, where is he now? It's like, well, he's dead. The deals, they never work out. Says, well, it worked out for Harper's. He's got a hit record on the radio. Heard it just the other day. And they were like, well, if he's on the radio, he probably did end up meeting him.
Yeah, he's got a hit record, but he ain't got paid yet.
He got that $1.
Well,
Georgie
these boys are throwing around a lot more than $1.
Can I go up to those few guys that are talking?
Make a charm check to see how when you kind of move into the conversation, how they kind of, with a bonus dice because you guys bought them basically Thanksgiving worth of hobo chat.
Thank God, I'm gonna need that bonus die. Let's see what we got. Nope, that's a 50.
So
Yeah, you're just too big and imposing a guy for them to drop their guard around you. They're used to being beaten on and roughed up and robbed by anyone who's not part of their community.
He's a guy that beats up and roughs up people, so
can I come in and maybe with my own charm facilitate this conversation a little?
With him, they'll talk to him, but they're nervous about a guy that big that they don't know.
I'd like to try to put him at ease as one of their own. Of like, no, these guys are on the level.
Okay, all right, if you say so, Songbird. And so you can ask them or make any comment you like.
Yeah, and he'll Georgie will look at you and give you a little bit of a thanking nod. He goes, I couldn't help but overhear that you're talking about the man at the crossroads and the deals that some people make there that kind of don't turn out so good.
Yeah.
I don't know if you got any rumors going on and what, but do you know if there's a way to kind of undo it? It's clear, if he's already made the deal, I don't want him to go bad, right?
There ain't a lawyer on earth that can break one of the man at the crossroads contracts. And nobody ever reads the fine print.
Well, if you break the man at the crossroads, then
they immediately chuckle and they're like, yeah, they're they basically hold on. He actually has one of these. Make a luck roll.
Oh, God damn it. Nope.
They chuckle and they said one old guy comes out from his from his sleeping bag and he's he just smells. It's like he's like this old poor health guy, and he says you don't want to go up against Nick Broker. He says, don't even try it. He says, and they were like, okay, Pappy, just don't get riled up. And he basically starts telling a story about when he was young. He knew this guy who was a tramp, and he met with the guy. He met with him, and he became one of the best banjo players. And he was playing gigs, and he was sending money home, and writing letters telling his wife and child that he'd made it big and he'd be coming home. And when he got home, house had burned down and both his wife and kids were inside. So after that, he hung himself. Now, and they were like, they kind of look at you and they kind of make weird facial expressions, like this guy might be off his rocker, like take it with a grain of salt. But he looks very serious. And he says if Harper Twilight met with Nicholas Broker, that's probably why he's got a hit record, but the other shoe's going to drop hard. And you don't want to be nowhere near it when it does. Mark my word.
I mean, unfortunately, we've been kind of tasked to find him, and I want to do right by him. Like, I want to make sure that he ain't fall into this.
Well, if you can find him before he meets with the man at the crossroads, I would have you stop him. And at that point, Cookie he starts shaking, and Cookie kind of comes over and says, all right, Pappy, I got some bread for you. And he goes, my teeth are bad. He goes, no, this is new bread. He goes, we could soak it in the broth and it'll be fine. You need to eat something. And Nora comes over and says, man needs a nip. He's shaking like a leaf. And she goes, that ain't going to help. And he goes, it'll help a little. And they kind of take him over. And you can see that being up and around and telling the story, he started to get real kind of shaky. And the kid kind of comes over to you, Walt. And the kid's named Junebug.
What's up, Junebug?
He says, do you think they really got all the way to Big Rock Candy Mountain?
Anything's possible. Old Big Jim, he certainly wanted to, and he's a tough old bastard. So he certainly would have made it up with his last breath. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. He got where he needed to be.
Okay, Harry and Georgie, I need you to make luck checks.
Okay. Oops.
Nope.
A pass. Regular pass.
You need to punish your dice.
Okay. Junebug says, can I go with your mashed potatoes? He says, I could be useful. And he says, I got skills. I'm bringing something to the table. And he opens up his jacket, and he's got a fucking automatic. And it's like it's like new. It's not beat up at all.
Yeah.
And he kind of like arches his head towards Georgie.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm just.
He's like, all right, look, you got to stay here, take care of Cookie, because I'm heading out too. I'm heading out, and I say it soft. I'm heading out with these two marks. I'm gonna go get Twilight. We're gonna get a payoff from that. Payoff for the camp. That boy's gonna get his record money, and we're gonna get paid on all sides. So you stay here, stay with Cookie, keep the camp safe, and we'll be back with the windfall. And also, give me that goddamn thing.
Okay. He says, all right.
So I take the. So it was his. He
pickpocketed it off of Georgie.
He's like, Mr. Georgie. He's like, come over here for a second, buddy. He's like, just kind of hug like when you're walking around, kind of keep your arms to your side and kind of hug the hard things that you don't want people to take. That way you can at least feel them when they're getting stolen. Pass them back his.
Yeah,
Georgie.
I'm gonna we really don't want them shooting their eyes out or anybody else's eyes.
Got sleight of hand 75. Okay, kid's trying to survive. He's a pickpocket.
I feel my
Georgie will actually look over him.
You made your luck check, Harry. You're fine.
No, I know, but he doesn't know that.
Georgie will flip the kid a dime too. He'll be like, "Hey, you know what? Good on you. Good practice."
That was the right way to handle that. And I'll wink to Junebug.
Okay. At which point, one of the hobos was really just chowing down. You could tell he hadn't had a real good hot meal in a while. he kind of comes over. He says, they're building up steam in the Black Snake. You guys should get ready to get down there if you're going to leave tonight.
All right, let's get this disaster on a roll.
Okay, so it's 11. Do we want to stop here, or do we want to role play getting onto the train and stop there?
I'm good stopping here.
Okay.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, I got
that's fine.
I got an extra early freaking meeting at work tomorrow. I think this is a good spot.
Oh.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice natural break point.
Okay, great. We've got everything. This is like session 0.
Yeah.
Okay, so the reason we're doing it this way is this adventure is written as the sequel to Riding the Northbound, so it's actually designed for a team of hobos. But I figured we could work it this way so we could have half hobos, half standard investigators working together and still be able to run the material.
As long as Lady Songbird doesn't actually have to ride the actual Northbound again to creepy praying mantis ladies that implant their eggs in you.
Oh no, this will probably be worse.
And the larva burst out and you survive it.
Author since then. Oh no, this will be interesting. I've been wanting to write a sequel to Riding the Northbound for like a long time, so glad we're finally almost done with it.
Nice.
All right. Any questions? Anything you guys want to comment to the audience before we let Keyboard Cat play us out?
No, I guess my only concern, I guess, is to have you guys sit around for an hour before actually getting to play. I didn't think that was going to take as long as it did to get us to the point to bring you guys in, right? Especially coming in new with, new, like Walt's played with us before, but it's kind of awkward, I guess.
I mean, it's role playing. It's getting used to the characters and everything. And it's like, oh yeah, we could all just say, you all meet in a tavern and everything. But
yeah.
No, it would be a speakeasy for us.
Yeah, we can all get. But I mean, it's just it gave me personally a chance just to observe and figure out, oh, okay, where's all this been, what's been happening and everything. Oh, okay, well, I got a general idea where you guys have been. So it's like, all right.
So I
wanted to warn you too, if you don't cut us off, me and John will just like RP real time.
Well, I
mean, we could have just talked for that entire 3-hour car ride. So.
Walt and I were part of a Dark Ages campaign that we would burn up 4 hours role playing Market Day in our fucking Dark Ages village, and we do nothing. We would just gossip, flirt, shop, and literally do nothing for a full 4-hour session. Just role playing the one day every 10 days we would meet in the central market of our Dark Ages village. So
nice.
This is good for me. I haven't gotten to play anything in 9 months, so
it's a good ease in.
Yeah. I came up with Oscar, and Oscar's game and his friends' games were always fairly talkative. So like that's how I came up, and it was like, oh, like I'm used to that. I don't need to, we need to hit the monster every 10 seconds. That's not.
And what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to charm the monster and make it go kill the other monsters for you.
And plus it's Cthulhu. I mean, if you're not talking, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Once the fighting, because the fighting ain't gonna get you anywhere.
No.
I remember the Goblin on Bourbon Street. All the talking was going well, and somebody fails a check, and the screaming begins, and then the violence begins, and everything that was about to be success.
Half of that group stayed as like a ready one reserve, and said, "If you hear shooting or if you hear screaming or shooting, come in guns a-blazing." And they negotiated the whole thing, and then somebody failed a sand check looking at a piece of art and started screaming.
Oh no!
And then
and everyone got gunned down.
Yeah, it turned into a bloodbath because somebody failed us. Anyway.
Yeah. Survived it though.
Yeah.
He still has yet to kill me. Oscar still has yet to ever manage to kill me.
You have just
There you go.
jinxed yourself. There you go.
Well, you ruined it.
Oh no, I've done this before, and he's still he's tried. He's gone out of his way.
I always try. These guys will. I've killed Georgie's character. I've literally not Georgie, but I've killed his Invictus character.
You did, yep.
You tried to
You
kill
got
Livia.
Georgie.
You threw in
Yeah.
a luck roll, a scorpion bite, and all of my dice rolls beat it.
All right, so I guess we're done for this week. Play us out, and thanks for everything, guys.
Thanks for
Yeah.
inviting me in.
Thanks for
Absolutely. All right. I want to thank everybody for stopping by, checking it out. Oscar, do you have anything? What's going on with Golden Goblin? What are you guys working on?
It's going well. Lisa and I are putting the final touches on the final two edits of the final two scenarios for the new version of the Legacy of Arius Lurko. So that's going well. Mark is colorizing the last of the art for Island of Ignorance. So we're hoping to send that over to Chaosium for approval in the next 6 weeks. We just got 2 more of our articles for Dark Seas of Infinity sent over. So we have all of our articles except the 2 I need to write. So there you go. And yeah, we're chugging along. We're hoping to have a very productive year, and happy to finally be, pushing this one out of the shadows and running Mark of the Black Snake, because I've literally been working on this for 2 years.
Wow.
8 months of surgeries and opiates.
Well,
Oh, geez.
Put a real
Yeah.
damper on production.
What you couldn't
I don't know,
agree
man.
on that.
The adventure that you wrote as you were coming out of it was pretty messed up. That was-
Home from the hospital? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I actually wrote one high with an
Oh,
IV and a
Jesus.
pick line, like
Oh,
just
Jesus.
on not what was the opiate I was on? What's the common one?
Dilaudid,
Probably
morphine.
OxyContin.
Oxy. Don't write scenarios on Oxy.
I don't know, man. That was one of my favorites. I'm not saying
There
that
you
you should
go.
go back on
There you
Oxy. I'm just saying it was really good.
I can tell you this. I had enough Dilaudid given to me over the past 8 months that I understand the writers and artists of the 1910s, 20s, and 30s. Like,
And
I understand them now.
And for anybody going to Rising Phoenix, one of my team will be running Home from the Hospital.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
So don't watch the playthrough we did of that before you play. And Dorsey will also be running games with us at Rising Phoenix. I'm going to
Awesome.
be attending TotalCon in a few weeks and Rising Phoenix a few weeks after that.
And actually, my husband is responsible for part of the scenario that I am running that was written by Oscar, but he modified because
Nice.
my husband drank the potion from the black man with no pupils. Or
Oh,
no
so
white to his eyes.
this will be your second time meeting up with the man at the crossroads. I guess that's not much foreshadowing for this group. If there's a deal maker at the crossroads.
I figured it was going to be
Right.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. All right. Dorsey, Walt, you guys have anything to plug, share, or mention?
No, I just want to say thanks for inviting me to the game. I had a lot of fun. Looking forward to the next time.
Plug your wife's home business with the nerdy printing stuff.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Oh, hell yeah.
Wasn't thinking. So, Chibi BB Studios. So it's CHIBBI Studios. BIBBI Studios.
We'll put the link in the show notes. I always wanted to say that.
Look in the show notes. 3D print. She does 3D printing, STL files, all of that good stuff. Nice, cute little toys and things. Make great stocking stuffers. Call of Cthulhu stuff.
She made me a really blasphemous statue of the Virgin Mary holding baby Jesus, and they're both like Cthulhu creatures. So
Nice.
yeah.
In the
Yeah.
original Bible. before the Romans got a hold of it.
Yeah,
I had to put away my Cthulhu statue. Both of my children, despite growing up with this statue in the window since before they were born, have gone and said, "It's giving us nightmares, Mommy." Bad.
it's supposed to give nightmares, kids. That's how you know it's. That's how you know it's good.
And my son has pointed at it and gone, "Bad monster. Bad."
Oh.
All right.
So-
All right, what about you, Jesse? Or go ahead, Dorsey. Yeah.
All I can do is say, come see us at Rising Phoenix. I'm running 3 games. I think everybody's running 3 games.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
One of these days I'll make it there.
No, you won't. You've been saying that for 3 years.
Well,
Not this
Jesse,
year, but maybe next year.
If your family figures out that you're actually planning to attend, someone will intentionally get sick, or have a birthday party to go to, or something. You have
Well,
no
when
choice.
Jesse goes, I'll come out. That's the
There
deal.
we go.
Yeah. All right. What about you? What about you, Jesse?
Runners. It's never going to end. I'm changing systems again, reworking the entire thing. It's a thing. We'll record a podcast that we're gonna record a session about it in a couple of weeks, though. So there you go. Listen to that. You
Well,
can hear
maybe
me
we
whine and
will.
complain.
If the Eagles win on Sunday, then we won't be. Maybe
I
Unless
will.
We do it another day.
I'll do it myself.
Oh, wait, are you in the Philly area with the Eagles playing?
Well, so I'm originally from.
No, he's even
South
weirder. He's in Arizona where the Phillies don't play.
But I'm from South Jersey. So
Yeah, he's a transplanted Jersey boy.
yeah.
I did my graduate work in Philly. I made sure never to go out whenever the Eagles were playing a home game.
Fair
Ever.
play.
And then all the
Smart
locks
girl.
were done.
Yeah. All right. Well, so maybe we. Yep, go ahead.
I was a New Englander living in Philly. I made
It's not
sure I
great.
never went out.
Yeah. All right. So maybe we'll have a show the following week. I guess the 26th. We're supposed to do something. Maybe we'll see if that happens. We'll have links in the show notes for the 3D printing as soon as Walt sends that over to me. There's links in the show notes for Golden Goblin, also for the core products that are currently available, including Cthulhu, which also is in sort of hell limbo scape that maybe will get finished at some point. Ratings and reviews on iTunes or whatever your podcatcher of choice is, probably helpful. I don't know. It's whatever, like so many podcasts now. We have a Patreon up. If you want to throw a couple of bucks our way, that's great. Helps defray costs. I just paid for hosting today, so money helps. Yeah, thanks for checking it out, and we'll catch you next time.
See ya.